Okay, we're recording. Welcome, everybody. We are July 10th, more than halfway through the month. Through the year, which always just amazes me how quickly time flies by. I'm really excited for the call tonight. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Nikki Cotton. Chris and I are 100 Club members. We've been with the Juice Plus family for 28 years in October. I'm going to do a little muting here. Hang on one second. Hold on. Forgot to do that. So Cheri, you're going to have to unmute yourself. Anyway, we've been with this family for 27 years, and it has been such a blessing to all of us, to our family for our health, for our family for the financial journey that we've taken here, and for the blessing that we have all of you to impact and work with. And we are just having such a ball doing it. And I don't want to take up any of Cheri's time. So let me tell you a little bit about her. By the way, you don't know this, but I heard about you, I think from Michelle Pitto, or a year or so before I ever saw you. And that was at the Lake Tahoe summer boot camp. But before that, I'd heard about this gal who does amazing posts. I should follow her. I should learn from her. You do so well on social media. And then I've seen you speak twice, and this last time in Huntington Beach. I just knew that our team would love you and would want to see what you have to offer. So she lives in California with 3 young kids. She struggled with an autoimmune disease that I know she's going to share a little bit with us. And she first started as a customer and then became a representative and really got what all of us have gotten, the passion of wanting to impact lives and share with other people. So she's really made her biggest impact via social media and events. She became a national marketing director in just 24 short months, which is amazing. She has been nominated for 2 Elton Awards, and she's added 38 reps personally to her team. And she's just very passionate about changing the world via our Juice Plus family. So I'm going to turn this right over to you. I'm going to make sure that you can do a share screen, because what she taught us, get your pens and papers out, everybody, because you're going to be writing some stuff down fast. She's amazing. So Cheri, I'm going to turn this over to you.
Well, thank you. Thanks for having me on. I just feel honored and privileged. And you'll find it funny that I threw all this PowerPoint together literally about 2 weeks before, because I thought I was just going to give my story. I didn't know I was going to give a whole PowerPoint presentation, and I didn't know what I was going to say. So sometimes I guess that's the best thing. I was on a run and it came to me. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and I'm going to, okay, can you all see this?
Yes, and you're going to tell your story too. I don't want anybody to miss a thing.
Yes.
All right.
So here we go. So these are my husband, and my 3 kids. And I started, before I did Juice Plus, I was really struggling with an autoimmune disease, just a lot of health issues. And I wanted to heal my body naturally before I was put on a bunch of prescription drugs. So I went through like a nutritionist and chiropractor. They put me on around 30 supplements a day. And it was exhausting. I could not remember to take them every day. And then when I did, I never felt any different. And it was really expensive. And so I had this cycle. And then at the same time, my husband and I were struggling financially. We live in Southern California, so it's just really hard to live here. You need to have, a good solid 2 incomes usually. And my husband had a lot of job transition. So I had opened up an Etsy shop. If you've heard of Etsy, I taught myself to sew. And I just started making baby clothes. And I did that for about 5 years. But I was really feeling burnt out because, well, the side money was nice. I felt like I couldn't, I was stuck in a room. I couldn't get out of my room, and my income was capped because I could only make so much clothes, right? So at this time, my health was failing. I had been, doing this whole cycle thing for a year. And my personal trainer was like, you've got to get on Juice Plus. And I was like, oh, okay, like that sounds great, but I can't afford another bill. Like I can't even afford what I'm doing. So of course she told me about the business, and I was one of those people that was very, very anti direct sales. Like I do not sell kind of thing. So I went and I avoided her. Let's just be real. I avoided her for about 5 months, and she kept dripping on me and kept telling me, do you want to join the company? Like, come check this out, or Juice Plus would be great. And I kept telling her, oh no, I'm going to open up a store. You know, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to open up a store. So I hit rock bottom. My health was horrible, and I was unhappy in my business. So I just decided that I had nothing to lose, and I was just going to say yes, but I was not going to tell anybody. This looks like I need to do that. Ooh, that's better. Okay, hold on. Just so you can have a better recording. So I wasn't going to tell anybody because I didn't want to be that salesy person. Oh, did it not work anymore? Where's my share the screen?
It unshared itself.
Oh, it said that it unshared itself. It says I can't do it. It says,
I'm going to make sure what happened.
Okay.
Let's try again. I've changed it to enable you. I don't know how it, I know why it unenabled you, because you're really beautiful and it wants to look at your face, not at your slides. That's the truth.
I'll go with that. Yeah, so I hit rock bottom, and I just told her, okay, I'll sign up to become a rep. I'll take the product, but I'm not telling anybody about it. Like, my mom was going to sign up because, you know, I care about her and she'll just do whatever to support me. And my next door neighbor was going to sign up only because my trainer told her about it. And what happened was I started having really amazing results. And as I was learning more about the company and more about the product and the power of fruits and vegetables, I really felt like people needed to hear about it. They deserved to hear about it, because I was upset that nobody told me about it. And that's kind of what my mission started. So I just started building a story on social media, and a story of like, this is what I'm taking now. I have more energy, just building a story and being authentic. So here's what I've learned. I was asked to do a presentation that would talk about my journey through becoming a representative and then all the way to NMD. And I feel like you need to know your story. And so I have come up with 5 keys that I feel like will give you a very big, solid foundation in Juice Plus. And if you don't have one of these keys, you're not going to be able to be as successful as you can. So the 5 keys we're going to go through right now. Lily and Dex. I always have kids at my house. Neighborhood kids are always over. But that's how I build my business. So the knowledge. Let me try to move this. Knowledge in the company. Move this over here. Knowledge in the products. Knowledge in the business. So the company, you need to know what Juice Plus is all about and have knowledge in what the company is, how long we've been around, how amazing we are, the solid, sturdy foundation that the Juice Plus company has. And then once you know that, you need to have knowledge in our products. Why do we only have, 5, 6 different products? Why do we not have a whole book? And one of the big things I landed on was the fact that we take what we have and we make it the best, and that sets us apart. So having knowledge in our business helps us to have belief. Having knowledge in the business model compared to other people's business model, what sets us apart? Why are we different? Why is it only $50 to join ours and other companies are a lot more? Because if you have the knowledge in our company and what we have to offer, then when conversations come up, you can easily, start talking about things. And then the freedomrevolution.com and Mission Driven Model are really, really great resources. You need to know these websites because they help you with the building the knowledge. And so those are another great ones that you want. I use them daily. And knowledge goes into belief. So believing in the research. Well, if you have the belief in the research, then you have belief in our products because the research is all about our products. So the research helps us grow belief. Calls, getting on calls like this. You guys were on the Shred 10 calls. All of those kinds of calls, they help build belief in our company and in our product. And they're really important. So I strongly recommend everybody to get on a call at least once a week. If you could do more, awesome. I mean, use your drive time. Use the minutes that you have that you're checking your social media. Use those things to be able to further along your goals. Belief also looks like attending events. I try to attend every single event in my area, which usually looks at like about 1 to 2 a month. And then I'll have events in my home, and that helps with the belief. And then I'll have Facebook events, and that helps with the belief. So attending events is going to help you. Personal growth. So having personal growth I think is really important to build belief in yourself. So for me, that might look like, having books, being able to do the Brené Brown course, I think that a lot of people don't go very far because of the personal growth. They kind of lack it, you know? So your reality is a reflection of your strongest belief. I felt like that was a really, you know, cool thing to say. So belief is huge. I feel like if you have knowledge without belief, you're missing a key component. So I also wanted to talk about identifying life-limiting lies. So Catherine Lee has this life-limiting lies, and I love how she says it. So what are the things that are going on in your head that are keeping you from being able to have that strong belief? And it might be, you know, oh, I can't share because people will think that I'm being salesy, or I don't want to reach out to that person because they're smarter than me, or they're just too, you know, their career is too established. They wouldn't be, you know, interested in it. There's always things going on, and we needed to identify the lies that are going on in our lives, so we can be able to move past them. Because once you see, oh shoot, that's not like what God would say about me. That's not what my best friends would say about me. Why am I saying that about me? Then you can be able to think, where did that come from, and is that true? Get comfortable with the uncomfortable. This is really big. I would say that throughout my whole journey, I got comfortable being uncomfortable. My first event, I didn't want to have an event at my house. I was the one, if you invited me to your Mary Kay party, I would not attend. And that was basically because I felt like if I went, I would have to buy something because I would feel guilted into it, or I'd feel bad and I didn't have the money. And so it was, you know, that cycle. But I had an event at my house because my upline told me that's what we do. And that's, you know, a way to be able to help people and be able to let them know they don't have to buy anything. We just want to educate them. And so we started having these events, and they became fun, but it was uncomfortable. It was uncomfortable to post and start creating a story on social media when I didn't post that much before. And it was uncomfortable to, you know, talk to people that I didn't know because I'm more of an introvert. And so I didn't want to talk to people that I didn't know. So if you ask me what I wanted to do, I wanted to sit behind like a screen because I'd rather do admin work. That's just what I'm more comfortable with, but it's not going to help me grow. Getting a song. I feel like this is really important because it helped me with my passion. So when I thought about becoming a national marketing director, I decided that I wanted to have a song for my NMD speech. So do you have a song? What is your NMD speech song? Because it's important to pick it now, even if you can't even picture yourself as being an NMD, that's fine. If you can't picture yourself as being an NMD, that's going to be okay because, you know, you can't picture yourself, like I can't picture myself raising a 16-year-old when I have a, you know, 7-year-old. Well, that's okay because by the time that I have a 16-year-old, I'll know what to do, you know? So if you can't picture yourself being an NMD, then that's okay. Still have a song because that song might be the one thing that gets you to move forward. And I'll give you for instance, I was, you know, doing a boot camp. It was my first time going to be able to speak. And I was so scared that I was regretting that I even signed up and I agreed to it. And I was going through all this stuff in my head and I was going, why did I do this? Why did I do this? I'm going to, you know, totally bomb this. And then I put on Pandora and out pops my NMD song and it just starts playing. And all of a sudden I felt like, okay, I got this. I can do this. You know, I'm so glad that I signed up. So sometimes that song is what helps you get through the tough times. So find that NMD song. And then reading a book, those are going to be, you know, get all kinds of books. There's personal growth books. Get Over Your Damn Self is a great book. And that's something that'll help you with your getting out of your comfort zone. GoPro is also a really great book. Who was great? Eric Worre, you know, anything that he writes. Rory Vaden has a really good book about taking the stairs, which, you know, is another way of getting uncomfortable. We do not take the escalator or the stairs. We all choose escalator, but he's saying, you know, choose the uncomfortable. And the last thing was on this is the daily affirmation. What if you started each morning with, I was born with a passion and a purpose. I am worthy of success. I have great and creative ideas. I have a product everyone deserves to hear about. I am a great leader. What if you started with something like that? You know, you can find all kinds of different business affirmations on the web. So these are just a few, but if you got yourself in your mindset every single day with something like this, instead of, I'm not enough, I'm never going to get it, someone might cancel today. I mean, think about the things that play through our head. We all have them. So this is when I started talking about my story and I gave the audience an opportunity to be able to think about their 1-minute product in business story. So this is important because this is something you need to know, and it needs to riddle off your tongue. Get familiar with your 1 minute product and 1 minute business story. So why did you start taking the product? Have you seen any changes? Why did you say yes to the business? And how has it positively impacted your life? And I will say that once you get familiar with that, you can easily riddle it off to anyone that you're talking to. So for me, I will say, let's say somebody asks me like, oh, what do you do? Do you work at home, or, you stay at home with your kids? And I'm like, oh my gosh, I love what I did. I love what I do. I joined this company where just a few years ago, I started taking this product, which really, really helped my health. And my son is no longer constipated anymore. His eczema cleared up. And we all eating more fruits and vegetables. And my health has improved a lot, or I have more energy, and my hair stopped falling out, and my skin cleared up. And I just felt like everybody needed to hear about this. Everyone needs more fruits and vegetables. So I decided to partner with this company and start telling people about it. And as I started doing that, it became a really big blessing to my life, because I'm able to help other people get healthy and create their own story. And I've been able to help impact my income, which has been huge because my children do sports, and I want to be able to be there for them and provide for all their extra stuff. And so since I started joining this and taking the product, my life has completely changed, not only in my health, but also just in our future and with residual income. And it's just been amazing. So if you can riddle something off in a minute like that, people will start, if you're planting seeds all over the place when you have your story. So now they're thinking in their head, gosh, I just work a 9 to 5, or maybe they're thinking, I stay at home. It would be really cool to be able to do something that would be like that. Most people don't have belief in themselves. It took me 5 months to say yes. And she told me over and over, oh, you could talk to all your mom friends. But I was so dead set against sales that I was not open to it. But she kept inviting me to things and kept inviting me. And I think when I would go out with her and her friends, I felt the community. And then that sort of pulled me in. So now I really liked the product. I'm feeling the community. And then as I started to share on social media, I noticed I could do it in a way that I'm not shoving down people's throats and making them feel like I'm just trying to sell to them. So let's practice. This is what I did in the presentation. We probably don't have time to do it tonight. So I want you to, after the call, take a minute to write out your product and business story. And it's probably going to be longer than a minute when you first start, but that's okay. Just keep narrowing it down because people's attention span isn't all that great and long. And so you want to be able to start being easy with it, really, rolling it out. And I like to have my product and business story together. And that's because I want to plant the seed that this could be for them too. And I usually share the business every time I share the product. I will, at the end of my little thing, and I start asking them, let's say they start saying, oh, well, that sounds good. I know I don't get enough fruits and vegetables. I'll kind of find their why. I'll start asking them, so what do you do? Oh, I stay at home with my kids. Oh, that's great. What did you do before? Did you have a job? Did you work full time? Then they'll tell me, I'm like, oh, now that I'm at home, I kind of get bored. And then I'll just start planting the seeds. Well, it would be really cool if you ever did something like this, because I know that I would love to spend time with you and get to know you more, or, depending on who it is. I just plant the seed in their ear. And when I do that, they don't always say yes, but sometimes they do, or they'll come back around. I just had someone recently come back around and say, I know I've always told you no, and I'll just give you referrals, but now I'm thinking about building something on the side. So now we're going to go into the key of consistency. And this is like the most important key of them all in my own personal opinion. If you were to just go to an event every once in a while, or do a three-way call every once in a while, you're not going to see it pay off. If you go to events consistently, you're going to get excited. You can't be around all those passionate people without getting excited. If you do three-way calls, that's like another event, because now you've got three people on the phone talking, the power of the third person. Our team does so many three-way calls. Anytime somebody's interested in the business or they're on the fence about the product, we get them on a three-way call. We do a lot of strategy calls with three-way calls as well. Sharing the product and business in person and posting. So I post all the time on social media, and I post every day, and I have from the beginning. I don't count my likes. I don't think, oh, nobody has seen me. Oh, like why am I even posting? It's not paying off. Even if months go by without me getting any, good people responding to it, I don't care, because they're going to come to a point where something happens in their life, or their doctor or something, and they're going to remember that you were the Juice Plus rep because you didn't stop posting. You continued to post. And I change it up with lots of personal posts, and then, a Juice Plus post every 3 or 4 days. But I try to make it not super, salesy, but they still know that I do it. And I've had people come to me after a few years. They never liked anything, and saying, okay, my doctor just recommended Juice Plus. What do you think I should start with? And what happens if I just quit and just stopped posting because it doesn't work? I'm telling you, it works. It works because you're talking to people. Same with talking in person. The more you share the product, the more your odds are going to be better in your favor. Checking in with your team, checking your Voxer. It's important to use an app like Voxer and check it consistently, because that's how a lot of our team works now. We're in this day and age where people are fast movers and they are busy and they don't have time for tons of phone calls, but we do have time for a Voxer, a quick Voxer message. So checking in with team, I try to check in with new team members every couple of days in the beginning. They don't have the belief. We have to have the belief for them. And then consistency and sharing the business. And that's, a key thing. I have somebody on my team who had about 50 customers and would not share the business. She only had reps because it was mutual friends and we both knew them, and I talked them into the business. And so we decided to let her have them since we both are friends with them. But we sat down with her customer genealogy report, and I had her call every person down the line until we had shared the business with all of them. And she got 2 fast track sales coordinators from that. So it works. And 2 of them were leads. She didn't even know them. So we started with the leads first because she felt more comfortable. But we sat there and it was just as simple as, how have you been? Like, I'm sorry that I didn't share this with you before. But just be honest, but I get nervous about it, but I really do think it's a big blessing, and you could get a discount on your own product, and you might even know people that you're sharing it with. So I wanted you at least to be able to have the opportunity. They're not going to argue with that or think you're just trying to make money off of them if you're, have a sincere heart. Growing your team. So you want to be consistent with growing your team. So you want to share your business story. Like we talked about, you want to go through your customer genealogy and start talking to, don't give up till you've shared the business with every single one of your customers, because you don't know if this would be something for them. So don't prejudge. You want to invite friends into your business. They're your friends. You would want to hang out with them. So give them the opportunity. Talk to strangers. I met a woman on the soccer field, and I started talking to her, and she said she works at a grocery store and works nights. I thought that sounded horrible. So I started talking to her more. She was interested in the product, and I just started sharing the business, telling her that she should do something like me, and then she could not have to work nights. And she was like, yeah, maybe I should, and she was my latest fast track VS qualifier. So you never know where you're going to meet somebody. Make relationships. You want to continue to make relationships. If you're feeling dry, join a group, join a workout thing. Just keep putting yourself around other people, because it's going to help you grow either way. And then believing in others. That goes down to new reps, so they just don't believe in themselves yet. We need to be able to have the belief for them. Another great thing is target goal setting. So you want to write out your short and long-term goals. Maybe for this week, your goal is to get, maybe you want to share the business 2 times. Okay, then write that out. That could be a good short-term goal. You don't know if they're going to say yes, because you don't have control over that, but you have control over what you do. So if you write out the 2, okay, I'm going to share the business twice, then you can check that off. Okay, I did that. And then your long-term goals. Let's say you want to get to sales coordinator by conference. So what is that going to look like? How many customers do you need to have? I try not to focus in on the points for something like sales coordinator. If you are a qualified VF and you have 2 fast track VF and a DD, your points will be there. So focus in, get with your upline and focus in on what you need, and then write it out. Get a whole whiteboard and write it out. And then you want to be able to utilize your upline and get on 3-way calls and invite people to the business, invite them on 3-way calls. I do things like, hey, I know that you're a little bit interested in the business. I want you to be able to find out if this is a good fit for you. So would you be interested in talking with my friend who's been doing this a little bit longer? If that doesn't sound like, come talk to my upline. It's just, there's certain keywords that you can say that might go over a little bit better. And then you want to help your team get to their goals, because that's going to help you reach yours as well. So if you're going for sales coordinator, you know that you need to go get 5 reps, because if you go get 2, you don't know if they're going to get to VF. So you want to go out there and you want to get 5, just in case some of them don't see the vision. And that's okay. We're going to love them where they're at. But you want to help them get to VF, because as you help those 2 people get to VF, you're doing parties, you're teaching them how to post, you're adding customers. Now you find yourself at sales coordinator. And it can happen with the right momentum. And then you want to celebrate those small things. Okay, I only got 5 customers this month, and my goal was 10, but at least I got 5 customers. That's 5 changed lives. So you can continue to celebrate. So perseverance. This is the last key. There's setbacks in our lives. Yeah, I'm skipping over that one. That's like my life sometimes. There's setbacks in our lives. We all have them. But what are you going to do when there is a setback in your life? Like job loss. That happened in my household. Problems with family. Maybe the family is, there might be sickness like cancer and disease. You might have family members living with you like I do. You might lose customers, and then you get upset, and you're feeling upset because you just lost customers, and what am I going to do? And you can't let yourself hit rock bottom. I have done that so many times. I lost a customer, and then I felt like my whole world was going to fall apart. Or I lost a rep, and they just didn't want to do it anymore. And oh my gosh, how am I ever going to get another rep now? So one of the things, if you have setbacks in your life, that's okay. Like, there's a time to breathe, there's a time to step back, but don't let it throw you off. Because if it's something that you're building towards, let it fuel your fire, be the fuel of your fire. And it's going to be something that's going to propel you forward. I like to think when I have something that, bad that happens, like there's a time where I'm there for my family, something that happened recently with my family, and it was hard, but I just took the time to pour into them. And then I took the time to go, okay, now I need it more than ever. Now we need the residual income even more than ever. And I'm going to really pour into this and not let it get me down. Because if it gets me down, then what? Then it puts me back to where I was at before. And then how can I be an NMD? So we went over this a little bit before. How can I be an NMD? Well, like, how can you raise, the 16-year-old? How can you, you learn, how can you be a SSC? Well, by the time you're an SSC, you'll know how to be an SSC. I don't know how to be a 100 Club NMD. I haven't been there. Nikki has. But if I'm going to stress myself out about it, how will I even be able to maintain that kind of team? Then that's going to be a setback. I'm going to let that be that life limiting lie of I can't do this. And I'm going to let you know that I barely graduated high school. I graduated 2 months late. I didn't get to walk with my class. I was a hairstylist, and then I was like a jack of all trades. I have no college degree. I always thought that I was dumb. I've never led a team before, and I've never done any sales before. So I would be the first one that could say, how the heck could I do this? But I just told them to tell me what my next goal is. Okay, 12 trios to VF. Okay, I don't think I can do that. I always said that was every goal. I don't think I can do that, but I'll just keep posting and I'll keep talking. And then I kept hitting the goals. And so I fast tracked to everything. Every 5 months, I fast tracked to a new position because they told me what I needed to do. Like, this is what you need. And it always looked impossible to me, but I kept doing the work. I never changed the work. I just kept sharing and I kept posting and I kept following up and I stayed consistent. And I think if you find your course of action and you stay consistent, you will see that you will achieve your goals. I'm not any different than anybody else. I just someone that wanted it really bad and I wasn't going to let a no or anything stop me. I was going to continue to push myself. And I mean, I can be a recovering people pleaser. So what is the story you're telling yourself and what makes you quit before it gets hard? These are 2 questions I want you to think about. We all have a story that we're telling ourselves that holds us back. Maybe it's that you can't lead a team. Or you have no idea how to lead. So what is that story? And then what in your life, there are things that make you quit before it gets hard. I know for me, it was I had to be the best. So if I wasn't the best, I quit. So I did like every sport when I was young. And the last sport I did was figure skating. And I did that for like 8 years. And I quit because I felt like I was never going to be the best. That is not healthy, but that's something that kept reoccurring in my life. And I find it in my reps too, that they start wanting to give up, but it's because that it's easier to give up than to face failure. But it's not easy to face failure if you don't even try. You have to try. You have to give it your all. This is a marathon. This is not a sprint, and it's going to pay off. The personal growth pays off in general. So perseverance is the hard work you do after you get tired of doing the hard work you already did. And that sounds exhausting, but it's true. It's true. We're going to do the hard work, and you might feel beaten down, but we're going to keep on doing the hard work because that's where it's going to pay off. And then it's not going to feel so hard anymore because you grew through it and it's not hard. So what is this? The beginning again? I think that was it. Oh, no. What was that? Let me go back. I'm almost done. So, I'm wrapping it up. The 5 keys. Knowledge of the company and the product and the business. You have to have a knowledge, belief in juice plus in yourself. My story, you have to know your story inside and out, how you got where you're going, how you got there and where you're going. Consistency with good work habits and perseverance to overcome every obstacle because you're worth it. Every single one of these you need to have. If you don't have consistency, you're not going to see the growth. If you don't have belief, people aren't going to be able to believe you because you're not passionate about it. If you don't have any knowledge, you won't be able to share it accurately. If you don't have the perseverance, then anytime life throws something at you, you're going to find yourself quitting, and then you're going to feel you regret that decision. So the doors of opportunity aren't locked if you have the keys. And so I just gave you all 5 keys, and now you can be successful. And I hope to see you all across that stage at our conference in Florida. All right.
I'm going to unmute myself. Cheri, that was just great. And it was, first of all, you really are beautiful. It's just much more fun to look at you than it is to look at the slides. But hi, who's that?
That's my next door neighbor. That's my daughter.
What I know that I really appreciate is the fact that you've really made it really clear that if you decide this is for you, if you take that step and you just take a step, that anybody can do this business. You don't have to have a college graduate degree. You don't have to be a doctor. You just have to have the desire. And that's really clear. It's one of the most important things that we say. Burning desire makes up for skills and talent every time. So does anybody have a quick question? We have time maybe for one more, for one question. If you do, unmute yourself and we can hear from you if anybody has a question. I know we got lots of texts that you probably didn't see, Cheri, while you were talking, because it would have made you crazy to look at that and read, but it's like some of the things are, I so relate to your story and experience. I'm a hairstylist too, but not for long. I'm going to be an NMD. That's Heidi, I know. Amazing information. Thank you. Fabulous training. I love you, Cheri. You're such a gift to all of us from Lisa Blaisdell. She's on too. So what I'm going to do, if nobody has a question, nobody has a comment they need to make. Whoops. What did I do? Gallery view. Here we go. So what I want to do is unmute everybody, and I just want to make sure that, whoops, that didn't work. I'm not doing very well. Hold on. Unmute all. That everybody gives you a really grand, very hot, heat thank you from our team. Because it was a fabulous presentation. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks so much. Everybody,
Thank you. That's what I needed to hear.
July is the month, guys. We're going to make it rock.
Month.
Good night, everybody.